All right, we are live, and welcome everyone to the Rare Stole Review Hangout. I'm really sorry for the recent delays, but soul searching has sort of been a little difficult. But in any case, we are here today to talk about some of the recent controversies in video game news. And so with us, we have Samantha Luna,
Hello.
Frozen Binary Studio,
Hey,
and Adam.
hello everyone. Adam Hart here.
Oh, and I'm playing the video in the background. Stupid me. Okay, so the first thing we wanted to sort of go on about here is the recent Laura K. Total Biscuit controversy. So, Samantha, I believe you have the details on that, so go ahead and take it away.
Okay, so actually, somebody talked tell me like I thought it was Sammy yesterday on the other hangout we had with Howie. He was talking about the TV controversy. Everybody asked what controversy, and he said it was because TV in his last hangout, no, in his last podcast, one of his last podcasts, he actually made a rant about people being transphobic to Laura Kay, uh, the last guest that he had on the co-optional podcast, and we hear a lot of his rant on the hangout, and he was basically saying that he didn't care about losing that part of his audience, and that he wasn't that if people thought that he was not going to burn his audience to the ground, I think just to like get rid of those people, he was like they were very much wrong. So everybody started to.
Good.
So today I started to see. I went into Reddit and I started seeing the last like co-optional podcast Reddit comments and the whole comments about the whole debacle. And it's supposedly, I think it's supposedly that in the comments of the Reddit page, not the comments of the YouTube page mostly, there were supposed transphobic slurs and I think how you call it misgendering of Laura Kay intentionally, and those comments were deleted because a lot of people were asking where were those comments, or if the comments that they saw as bad were the ones that brought TV to make a rant to his audience. And a lot of people were saying no, those weren't the comments, and the comments were deleted. So probably we'll never know exactly what people said. But a lot of people were saying that they were incredibly transphobic, that were 100% transphobic. So it wasn't, although we don't know what is the quality of the rationale of the TV fan base to actually admit if they were truly transphobic or not. That's one of the problems that those comments were deleted.
Yeah, and I listened to the entire um, I guess, aftermath audio log that TB put on SoundCloud about the issue, and I think I think in his original rant he might have gone a little bit overboard because what he was basically saying in the um, post rant, as I have basically said in a previous video that I uploaded last night, that it wasn't everyone in the fan base, but that because he was trying to protect the integrity of his guests, which is honorable, um, that yes, he was trying to basically screen out those people who were transphobic in the in the stream, and specifically on the comments, and that was basically the extent to what he said. of course, I didn't realize that there was anything about a Reddit thing, so I believe you have some comments from Reddit that might illuminate the situation just a bit more.
Yes, I actually sent the link of Drive so you can download the RAR. Where are the comments?
And
Did you do that?
that'll be available to
No,
everyone after the stream.
okay, but I'm giving it to you now.
Yes.
Did you download it?
Let me get
There's
that.
a lot of, you can actually see what subreddit thread was they come from. But don't tell names. That's important.
You have to give permission for it for us to download it.
Really?
But why don't you go ahead and just I guess read off a few
Okay.
of them.
Probably.
So when he was referring to a quote-unquote scourge, was he trying to discourage transphobic people from being his audience?
Yes. I don't think that's wrong. If you don't want certain audience, it's your show. I mean, you cannot avoid that people are going to listen to your show, but it's okay for me if you don't want those people. I mean, it's your show. You shouldn't
Yeah, I
command.
mean,
That was the thing that he was saying, that if you think I'm going to pander to you, and because he was saying there were people before that tried to modify his content just to please the audience, and he was saying he was not going to do that.
it's an honorable intention, and I think TB was at least consistent in his rationale. I just don't think that sort of screening out and sort of trying to scare people out of watching a YouTube video is honorable, especially since we don't know what was said. I mean, this is the whole issue with moralism in general, is that for a righteous cause, someone's bound to do something that they wouldn't normally be okay others doing. And I think TB in this situation was unfortunately doing that.
Uh,
Well, I think it's just, like the thing that pisses me off particularly is being associated with everyone who is fucking doing this shit. Like, it's not, obviously it's not fucking everyone. So if he's like, oh, I'm gonna burn my audience to the ground, well then, fuck you too. Right, I'm not a member of his audience, so it doesn't piss me off nearly as much as someone who probably is. But I can see why people are concerned.
What sounds like he's trying to be selective of his audience, kind of like a preacher who only preaches to people who pay, or, if you're homosexual, he's not preaching to you, which you can't really do that because, you're preaching to people in general, regardless of their views.
He's taking onus on the people who watch his stuff, which, I mean, if anyone on YouTube did that, they'd they'd basically be censoring their own fan base, which I think is a very large issue in this case. Not that I think of course that his intention is not noble. It's just that the tactics are. And again, I'd be really interested in knowing what this Laura K person had to say, or what she said in the past, because apparently it's really explosive, or something like that.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, with the comments being not available to see, you can't just kind of figure it out for yourself and see.
yeah,
That fucks me off more.
I'm gonna read
shit.
I'm gonna read some of the comments. Like, somebody said, "Okay, I can't listen to this right now. Can someone sum it up?" From what I can tell from these comments, the COP had a female. The Co-optional podcast had a female guest, and people were just being rude? That's the question. And somebody else said, no, not just being rude. Spouting horrific transphobic slurs about his guests coming from within his fan base, John is making quite clear that these people are not welcome within anything he's associated with. And somebody said that I feel like John overreacted to the coming from within his fan base part. That could have been someone who literally hadn't seen more than one of his videos, speaking of the podcast. So people were actually implying that maybe they weren't actually fans, they were just trolls. Somebody was saying, that's one of the criticisms that she got, is that somebody was saying that they didn't like her because she was a social justice warrior, a crazy social justice warrior, and TV was trying to fill a quota, and that when she basically when he mentioned Afterlife Empire, you could already see the cringe on her face. So, because a lot of people were saying, why didn't they talk about the SPJ airplay? And a lot of people, and some people were saying that because she didn't like it.
Well, people
So,
expect Total Biscuit to cover something Gamergate. That's kind of not what he does. I mean, he literally avoids the topic altogether because yes, it's burnt him in the past, and yes, he wants to talk about video games.
the thing is that one person said, any particular reason why it has so many thumbs down at the moment? And the second person who actually answered said, I think Laura is a controversial guest. She's one of those social justice types, and a lot of people found her annoying last time she was on.
That makes sense.
Well, if that sounds like a very reasonable fucking way of putting it.
Yeah, and she used to work for Kotaku and Polygon.
Oh.
And
Okay, so we're weaving a web now, are we? Shit.
But the thing is that doesn't justify calling her. Oh, that's why it led to people from NeoGAF saying that it was about Gamergate, saying that we didn't like her. We at Gamergate supposedly. We didn't like her because she was a social justice warrior, a trans social justice warrior, blah blah blah. And somebody said, once again, TV didn't mention Gigi as the instigators or culprits for his recent rant on a small amount of transphobic comments that were directed at a guest on a recent podcast. Rather than actually listen to the whole thing and get the facts, NeoGAF pushes the GT boogeyman narrative and continues to class TV as a transphobic misogynist bigot. Ironic because he directly blames extremist assholes, the ones pushing agendas in the first place, for why this attack occurred at all. It also proved that nothing you can do is good enough for these people.
And yeah, and I mean, I did agree with that bit of what he said. It's difficult when the public attaches negative sentiment to a certain cause or negative actions to a certain cause, and that basically colors anyone who supports that sort of thing. That certainly happened, I think, in the case of trans and trans rights. But
The thing
that's a
is
different
that
matter.
somebody said, in my honest opinion, Laura Kay has zero personality. Why is she on a podcast with having fun, or at least interesting personality is kind of the point? This is a criticism directly aimed at Laura Kay, not trans people. I feel like TV has her on the podcast so people can't accuse him of transphobia or something.
Ah, so he's tokenizing her then.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
I do think that if somebody called me a person who's trying to tokenize another person, I will be upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be too. Like, and especially as Total Biscuit described it, he actually was interested in what she had to say about, actual game mechanics. Like they talked about apparently volume, which is actually a very good
You did.
topic to talk about.
Oh, and somebody said, "Yo, what the fuck, people? I was not aware that you needed to fulfill some kind of body voice criteria to be on a podcast. That said, you can dislike a trans person just as much as a cis person. Everything else would be just another kind of bigoted thinking. Just don't use, but they don't look female enough as an excuse to insult them. I'm actually a bit bewildered right now. I mean, you even managed to make Jenna sad."
Isn't that a form of social justice when, you make a message to the public, but you discourage a certain group of people, whether you like it or not, to
Yeah.
listen to that, even though it kind of deviates from their freedom to listen to that message? That sounds like social regulation.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's his show.
And
It's not
and
everybody
that's the
else's
part I
show.
disagree with Total
That's
Biscuit's entire thing with.
the thing is that he said people were trying to change. He feels, at least he feels, that's what he feels, that he's feeling that people were making the problem is that we haven't seen the comments. Maybe somebody was saying, why do you put this mutilated man on display? You shouldn't put her, get her away. Maybe that's what they were saying, and you can agree that that's crossing the line, and he should be upset with that. The problem is that we don't know the comments. The only comment that I heard is what the somebody said that that somebody said that I'm gonna search it. Wait. I'm searching for the. Oh my god. Oh, sorry. Okay, this is it. I really don't like Laura Kay, but to say that she's a mutilated man as a comment I once saw said is fucking disgusting. So somebody said that she was a mutilated man. Literally. And that is crossing the line. I don't think that it is crossing the line. I mean, it is kind of transphobic. Let's be honest. It's
Well,
not saying,
if
"Oh, I
someone's
find her voice
transphobic,
annoying." What?
if someone's transphobic, I mean, that's a heavy word to toss around, which makes the whole missing comment thing even worse because we don't know if someone simply said, "I why does she sound weird?" Not knowing that this person was transgendered. Like,
No,
let's
no,
say,
no, 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 no. Those comments weren't deleted. There was a lot of people asking that.
oh,
Actually,
okay.
there is a
oh,
lot of people saying, "I didn't know that Laraki was a man before." I was wondering because she sounded weird, and a lot of people actually asked that, and they said, "Oh well, people sometimes those comments weren't edited. The ones that were edited, we'll never know that they were not just being rude." Because a lot of people were being rude. I mean, the fact that somebody was saying that TV was tokenizing her, those comments weren't deleted. Saying that she was a social justice warrior, those comments weren't deleted either.
Hmm.
Saying that she worked for Polygon and Kotaku, so her comments were shit, those comments weren't deleted.
okay.
So
Well, see
what comments
that
were
sounds
deleted? So I can actually see something weird. Somebody actually put Laura is funny and entertaining. That's what I give a fuck about. And that person had like 7+ upvotes, and now she has 7 less downvotes. And there's another comment that was eliminated. So somebody just doesn't. There's a group of people who just don't like her at all. And they don't care about other people's opinion. They think that their opinions are more important because they're willing to downvote people about the opinions they don't like.
Wait, so what's the deal with Lauren K?
I have no idea.
she's apparently transgender, done some social justice activism, worked at Polygon and Kotaku, and so basically a really controversial figure. But I mean, Total Biscuit has just recently had on Jim Sterling, and if there's if there's any bigger fucking cuck than fucking movie Bob, it's Jim Sterling. So I mean, I don't know what they'd expect. He's his own person, so.
I'm posting some shit from the chat. I don't know who's moderating.
I just think it's weird that someone would use their gender as a tool for social justice or social regulation. It's like, what does gender have to do with, social morality or ethics?
But the thing is that according to what people who listen to the podcast, the co-optional podcast, she wasn't talking about that. She wasn't talking about that. She was talking about butts.
Butts?
Yeah.
Like actual butts or Sarah butts? To clarify.
No, butts. Asses. She was talking about asses. About dick butts.
Ah.
A lot of people said that they didn't like her because she was vulgar, she was crass. And I don't think that... somebody said that they didn't like her because she made a comment that sounded pedophilic. And I was like, what?
Okay, so we're not talking about Sarah butts.
There were a lot of people actually very much into... that's why I don't think that it was I don't think that TV was being a social justice warrior, because there are a lot of social justice warrior comments on the Reddit saying that they don't like her humor because she's too vulgar and because she has a very edgy humor. Or that sounds edgy humor.
She's an
and they think that's annoying. And somebody pointed that Badger, who is one of the co-hosts, who's a girl, she was talking more about asses and butts and penises than Laura Kay. So why is Laura Kay annoying and Badger not?
Well, it's like social justice warrior comments on Reddit. They're not really complaining to people of power. They're just telling the public what they feel should be. So when they're not talking to people of power, I mean, they're not going to get their way, supposedly. They'll just remain in the dark.
Well, someone here in the chat,
saying that
Akrex is saying that the whole thing kind of sounds staged, which, I mean, would be outside of what I know of Total Biscuit's character, but it's an interesting possibility. Like, it is rather suspicious that none of the evidence is available.
Yeah, he supports it though by saying, he was pissed off about being called a transphobe, so if he does that, then no one will call him a transphobe anymore if he does this shit. So there is a clear motivation, at least according to that line of logic, and it fits the evidence. But no one can ever know because we don't fucking have the full picture. It's bullshit.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why you shouldn't never delete messages. You should make them bigger. You should put them in red letters so everybody can see how bigoted that person is.
You should at least get screen caps and do what like Anita Sarkeesian does and put them on Twitter and say, "Don't be like this, people. Have human decency," or something like that.
Yeah, that's how we know that there were mostly trolls, third-party trolls. And maybe this time there were also third-party trolls. A lot of people were saying that they didn't thought that there was like some people said that they didn't thought it was people from the fan base, that it was people who are new. I mean, I do agree. There's a lot of people
around. Like that could be a thing where people simply go around to wherever Laura Kay is and trolls her.
Yeah.
Because of her activism.
I mean, Anita as a SJW, I think the only people that she really influences are people who easily accept a perspective, and I think most people ignore Anita or criticize Anita, while a minority of people actually accept her perspective as positive or correct.
Well, her influence sure shit isn't impacting sales, the only metric that fucking matters to like game developers. So
Yeah.
you know, she's kind of boned there.
And it was
I
like,
mean,
the feminists that went to legislatures to, endorse a male privilege tax, they were shut down because, SJWs, shut the fuck up, you're making no sense. So they really don't have influence on, people of power
no,
to legislate social regulation. I mean, I think the government is supposed to have little interference in like religions or private businesses, so they can't just go into a private business and say, hey, no misogyny in games, bye.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to note if this Lara K person was even involved in any of that shit. Because if she wasn't, I'm not sure there's much of a case against her in that case.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who were annoyed by her voice because it sounded annoying. But the thing, as I said, those comments, the comments that they thought that her voice was annoying, the comments that say that her human was annoying, the comments that saying that she was a social justice warrior, those comments aren't deleted. So what was the comments that said TV off? Because people
They're
are
apparently
saying,
gone.
well, I don't know.
They're apparently gone because Total Biscuit wasn't thinking straight.
Yeah.
He was thinking trans. Oh!
Oh,
I mean, if
he
somebody
was thinking
calls,
about that dick.
I'll shut up
Shit,
now.
Lord.
Yeah, right. The thing is, I can't call me a transphobe because fucking as much of a shitlord as I am, I'm like, not transphobe. I can
no.
never be transphobe. Fucking, I have to experience that shit 100% myself.
How can I be phobic against myself?
I had
Yeah,
to use that argument yesterday, actually.
the thing is
Someone fucking
that
seriously said that.
Laura Kay in the first podcast and the second podcast, which is the last one that they made, supposedly didn't make it was she didn't talk about social justice. She made me jokes, and so the comments that she got about she being a social justice warrior don't apply either. I mean, she did never talk about social justice. Why are you like, oh, she's a social justice warrior, she shouldn't be there? How do you know that? Just because of what she did before? She's not talking about it now, right now. If she's not talking about it, they're having fun, at least.
Yeah, this is the kind of shit that would drive me up the wall as well. It's like if you want to say that you have some sort of noble ambition, some noble cause, well then don't act like a fucking douche, because that's immediately going to make you unlikable. So yeah, the complaints that have been brought up so far don't really sound legitimate, other than something like working at Polygon, and even then, only if the subject of Polygon ever came up, would that be a problem?
Well, what's the difference between transphobia and sexism? Because I'd imagine if Frozen was transphobic, he'd go through a 24-hour panic attack.
I was like, God, I hate myself so fucking much.
I hate myself, Rip.
Yeah, I'd get like a cat of nine tails and beat myself with it instead of other people.
Well, yeah, and I don't
What?
think.
Are you driving?
No.
Playing frisbee golf over here is.
Well,
Hear
so
the sound
Adam's in a
of the
hurricane.
wind.
Adam's in a hurricane. Don't mind him.
Yep.
I think that's it. That's the problem. And somebody was like Sammy mentioned it, that a lot of people in Gamergate perverts weren't. I don't think they were even aware.
Yeah, this was relatively small, so I mean,
Like, I literally heard about it right before I went on the stream last night, so I was expecting other people to help me out, you know? Can't be
not much
everywhere.
to say in the game. I mean,
Yeah.
it's surprisingly just very, very simplistic. Which I mean, I suppose is a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's the end of the conversation. I mean, that's all that we know, and you made a video about it, so I think that we should move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds
We
good.
should,
Lesson
you
learned,
know
don't
what?
delete comments.
We should talk about that stupid asshole who says that actually that we adults shouldn't play video games.
Oh yeah, Gavin McInnes from fucking Rebel Media.
Yeah, is he a retard?
What, you mean
I
actual
don't know.
retard?
No.
No, he's just
He
an idiot.
dresses like how I want to dress, so I despise him already for being a douchebag.
He dresses
Despise
like a
you for it.
hipster. The thing is that it really bothers me I mean, in my country, that narrative is the one that is superior to the one about sexism in video games. There is no controversial sexism in video games. I'm going to mute you.
There we
Okay.
go. It is sort of annoying, dude. Sorry.
In my country, Chile, the narrative about video games is that people who play video games are supposed to be children and teenagers, not adults, and especially not adult men. In the case, especially not adult women, but it's not the narrative of sexism that we know in America, in other countries. So that's really bothering me because that's the narrative that people tell me that I shouldn't like. Oh, you play video games? Like, how are you? Like, or like they see you weird because you're playing games and you are an adult and you're supposed to be working. My parents like, oh, you're supposed to be working, not playing video games.
I fucking do work like 12-hour days sometimes, and yeah, I want to go home and play in my fucking Minecraft world, which I intend to do live streaming after this session. Stay tuned. Sorry, I want to get my fucking shameless self-promotion out there.
I mean,
Mission accomplished.
that's not just offensive to hardcore gamers. That's offensive to all gamers, even casual gamers who play Facebook games. Because they're saying like there's like 50-year-old mothers playing like Farmville, and people are saying, "Oh, you shouldn't play Farmville because you're a 15-year-old woman." I was like, "It's my hobby. They are entertained by that. So what do you
Well,
care?"
I think that expectation is more of a 20th century cultural expectation, whereas you'll have the military have gaming tournaments on base.
Oh yeah.
And these guys are working 40 to 60 hours a week on salary.
I
And they're
mean,
playing video games.
just look at the society of the Japanese. Those people are incredibly didactic. Didactic? How you call it? People who play.
No, I think that's the right word.
They play. They love to play. There's a bunch of. There's still like gallerias where they play games. I mean, you have seen the video of the guy who plays the drum.
Oh yeah. Well, arcades are still big. So if you really want a childish sort of endeavor, yeah, literally people are paying quarters to or the equivalency, I guess, in my ignorance, to play video games in this case, and it's like, yeah, it's a really foolish position.
Yeah, and the Japanese are incredibly efficient in work. They do work, and they do work in like the most difficult of levels. They're really, really good at work. I mean, they work, they exercise at work. They're obsessed with work, and they
Yeah.
also are obsessed with games. It's like it's like people saying, "Oh, people who play are lazy." In any way. No, they're not lazy. Actually, there was a study one I remember that people who played games were really smart.
Well, and the assumption is, especially from someone like Garvin or from like Rushvi, is that if you aren't doing something that's productive in their mind, then you're basically a fucking degenerate. And it's a really unfortunate position to have because it just means that those people are really narcissists.
Yeah.
And it's no surprise then that Garvin is part of Rebel Media.
What is Rebel Media?
Egocentrism.
What
Are you
is
talking
Rebel
about
Media?
any of them?
I don't know what the hell is that.
Isn't that the operation that fucking what was it? Lauren Southern was with, or still with? I don't know.
Which organization?
Rebel Media.
Oh, I think she was.
Ah,
Yeah, that was for the whole. That's the whole like the people she was associated with when she did her thing that feminists got all heard about.
yeah. The thing is that she is conservative.
There's nothing inherently wrong with either of that shit. It's what you do. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of conservatives who are very much gynocentric, so I don't know what she's talking sometimes.
Well, I mean,
So,
in
Okay,
in
but that's
general,
not
there's
the
a
matter.
lot of different groups that are just fucking obsessed with gender politics, whether it be men, women, uh, trans, or any of that shit. Like that's nothing new.
Yeah, the thing is that what it bothers me is these people are basically just journalists. I mean, they're just journalists, and they are trying to make the people who are brilliant, who are scientists, who are engineers, who have way more intelligence than they have, stupid because they play games.
I think it's funny how in journalism they write all these articles that correlate laziness with video games. Well, how was it in the 19th century? A 40-year-old living in his mom's basement reading books all day?
Yeah.
It's
That's
just an excuse to, demonize people or
Yeah.
belittle
it's
people.
well. Remember the conservatives bitching and moaning about fucking Dungeons and Dragons, how it turns people into Satan. I mean, like, it's fucking they piss and moan all the fucking time, and it's not just them. It's anyone who wants control of other people. It's like their tactic for doing that is by demonizing anything they disagree with.
I mean, just because I play games, that doesn't mean that I'm a responsible adult. You leave time for your games when you're a responsible adult, but you keep playing your games. I mean, it's going to be like the Facebook, like the lady from that was playing Farmville, and her baby died because she was just playing Farmville. That's not gonna happen to all of us.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I totally have a job. I pay my rent. Then sometimes I like to build fucking computer mechanisms in fucking shitty 8-bit games. Like, I challenge you, Gavin McInnes. You fucking design a warehouse in Minecraft that automatically fucking fills itself up with items when you put things away.
Mm.
It can hold 1.5 million fucking items. Beat that shit, bitch. Boom.
He's
Get
probably
wrecked.
he's probably one of those assholes who think that the gaming industry shouldn't be as big as it is.
Well,
He probably doesn't see the seriousness of the industry. He probably sees it as something that people do like for kicks and not something that people can take seriously.
Well, he sees it as big, and so in that regard, he's no better than someone like Anita Sarkeesian or any of the other gender ideologues in gaming who will similarly disregard the notion of it being a hobby and it being something far greater or worse than that. Like, I doubt he'd go to model shipbuilders and say the same thing.
Gamers are like the people who used to play chess all the time. Brilliant, but they need a hobby to spend the time and use their minds.
Yeah,
Well, what they disregard is gaming is just another form of media, like books, the radio, fucking Monopoly. It's all of it exercises people's creativity. Reading, creativity. Gaming, creativity.
Yeah, I mean, in general, I mean, it's an odd stigma that that I've noted in several different places, and down to like anything that isn't math or science in like college, like people sneer like, oh, you're getting a liberal arts degree, like you terrible person, when why don't you do something practical? And it's like, well, we still need people who can do jobs other than engineering.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, there's a lot of people who are scientists, like they're more into science stuff. Politics, law, and administration of government is difficult. It's not something that you just do. It's something that requires learning a lot. I mean, how are you going to talk about politics if you don't learn a bunch of things about politics? Politics is really important. Anthropology is really important. Sociology is really important. Uh, people are just disregarding this. Almost there's a lot of people who basically are just disregarding humanities just because of the race and gender studies. Not every humanity is gender studies. There's a
yeah,
lot of humanities degrees that are actually very much for brainy
and
people.
it's the same. And it's just that same kind of mentality. It's, well, I don't like it, I don't use it, so therefore no one apparently needs it.
I mean, a
When
lawyer is completely essential. The knowing of the law. Hello?
yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's the same thing with this case of gaming. It's a sort of egocentrism that we've come to expect from just these idiotic people who just can't really see past the end of their own noses.
I mean, the other time saw on Tumblr somebody saying that all of the world wars were white, and
what?
somebody was saying like, oh yes, very white, like India and Egypt and some like all the African countries that like fighted on the wars were really white. So the thing is that knowing history is essential. So any field that is truly essential. I mean, the history and law are true, and politics are truly essential parts of humanities, and people should know it. Anybody should know it. So, and video games are just like any other hobby, like radio and TV, are essential to entertainment.
Well, they're essential to some people, and to his credit, I mean, if he doesn't value video games, fine. It's kind of like well, don't sit around and Grinch about it all day because he's not doing anything any more productive.
Right? He's just sitting there and bitching about it. Ooh.
Yeah.
Which is the true irony. Shit, journalist decides to bitch about people being unproductive while being unproductive himself.
Oh yes. Let's not talk about journalists being productive. I mean, let's not talk. If they want to talk about video games not being important, we can talk about journalism not being necessarily important, especially with the arise of the internet. Everybody can say, everybody can disregard something. we could disregard complete journalism because everybody about the information age. Is journalism important anymore? You can say no, especially now with the video game journalism. So don't
Well, I mean,
disregard people.
yeah. In case of journalism, it's more important than ever. But well, if journalists keep focusing on, useless topics like uh,
This
bigotry
one.
in video games, well then yeah, you don't necessarily have that big a point.
So
That's why I still like organizations like Redders and Associated Press. They still actually report news, and they're still actually reputable. So, I mean, it's important. It's just you don't get much in them anymore.
Alright. Oh, so I think we've burned out that topic then.
Yeah.
okay, now we go to Sean King.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
There's a thing that I disagree with Milo is that Sean King said that his mother said that his father wasn't the man in the birth certificate, and although I agree that he actually should, this man who says that the white man that is in his birth certificate is not his real father, that his father is actually a black man, and that he's part black. He could just easily just do a DNA test. I mean, it doesn't matter to know who his father is, but there are general DNA tests that can tell you you have this percentage of black blood. And he has, I mean, don't you have the one drop rule still? I mean, don't you, if you're a little bit black, you can consider yourself black?
yeah. Well,
So if he has part blood, if he has black blood, could be 10%, 2%. He could say, well, yes, I do have a black card, so I can consider myself black. So I don't understand why he just does DNA tests. He could easily do it. I mean, that's the advantage that Sean King has over Rachel Doselo. He has an advantage that his father supposedly is not his real father. So he does have a different biological father. While Rachel Dosero, her biological parents are white,
Oh yeah, she's full
and
of shit.
their
Everyone knows.
grandparents are white. So he could say, yes, I could search in my DNA, I could do a DNA test, and show you that at least I'm part black either way, because supposedly his father is also light. I mean, his father is supposed to be also light black, meaning that his father probably supposedly is part black, but not entirely black either. So maybe that's why he looks so white. I mean, I've seen, I know there's due to people they're black, but they're very light.
Yeah, light
It's
skinned.
not impossible, but he needs to prove everybody. If he doesn't want to be ashamed for what he says, he should prove to everybody that he's right.
I mean, I really don't get the context for why he's even trying to do this because well it sounds to me like another case of trans race where I have to be a certain race to enjoy a certain culture or to have empathy when that's absolutely not the case.
That's the thing that one of the things that I said that is the root of these trans race people or people who actually think that they need to create a persona of a certain race to be able to enjoy or actually teach about that race is because of the whole cultural appropriation thing. I mean, when I was younger, I wanted to study black studies and talk about black issues. There were like race and gender, like a specialty, not a whole degree. Because in my country we don't have those degrees. But as a specialty, talk about black issues. Even I'm not black. I think that's interesting. I don't need to. I mean, that's what happened to Rachel Dolezal. The people from the institute that were like, she was the president, I think, or she was one of the people that was there. They said
Yeah.
that it would have been stronger if she was a white woman trying to push for black rights.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, but came this controversy and this ridiculous.
Well, it's the level of fucking bullshit she went to as well, and the stuff that she did, pretending to be a black fucking person, because she pissed and moaned about, what was it, blackface and stuff like that. It's like the irony.
Yeah. Yeah, the irony, and I mean, it's it's also a situation where you have certain advocacy that expects certain things that actually are illegal. You know, it's illegal to discriminate hiring based off of skin color, though I don't think you'll see many white people succeed in the NAACP because of the fact that they're white.
The irony.
I mean, it's like somebody tell me that I should feel empathy for, or not empathy, but I should be upset about Donald Trump talking about Hispanic people. Why? He's mostly talking about Mexicans.
Because
I'm not
people
Mexican.
confuse nature with nurture, social
Yeah, I mean, like,
behavior versus biology.
yeah, I'm not Mexican. I shouldn't be. I mean, why should I get offended because he doesn't like illegal immigrants? I mean, supposedly Hispanic illegal immigrants. Most people in my country go to other countries with green cards. So why should I be offended?
Well, what about Russian illegal immigrants when their visa runs out and they're still in America? No one complains about Russian immigrants.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I do agree. I mean, do you want to know something
Sure.
that I
Yes.
actually learned from immigration classes?
Well, sure.
Mexico treats illegal immigrants from Central America way worse. They basically leave them for the cartels. So
Well,
Mexico shouldn't be
Mexico just treats
complaining.
their citizens badly. Like that's not racial. That's just saying that Mexico is fucked up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a pretty fucked up place.
the thing is that Mexico actually complains a lot about illegal immigration in that state because they love the entry of money that the immigrants bring.
Yeah.
Why?
Gotta squeeze the cash from the United States out with all those human shields.
Yeah, and the thing is that in the case of other immigrants, like from Guatemala, a lot of them, they actually make it more difficult, so they actually don't go into the States. And some of them even die because they don't care about those people. They don't care about illegal immigrants. They care about their immigrants. So it's kind of like I'm not gonna see Mexican like the Mexican population as a victim because they do commit a lot of very bad things against illegal immigrants from other countries. So, and I do think that immigration policies are very important, and they should be both very much clear, very much enforced, at the same time very much welcoming. They should be welcoming, but they shouldn't be completely open.
Oh no.
I agree that we should have, some sort of policy for illegal immigration, but I don't want it to be harsh because
No,
what if we get like refugees that escape from totalitarian countries
no,
like North Korea or
that's a different.
Cuba? How are we going to treat them?
No,
I
that's the
actually know
thing. The
I actually know a bunch
refugees.
of Bosnian refugees, man. Fucking those bitches are fucking tight.
I mean, we have like I don't think that refugee immigrants are considered part of immigrants. I mean, when people come from Haiti, there's more flexibility. I mean, in my country, when they come from Haiti, they actually, I think, are given more things like they're more flexible with them because they understood the situation they come from. Just like the people who come from Colombia who have like guerrillas there. I mean, Colombia is basically the capital of kidnapping, so they make it a little bit easier for those people because they understand that they mostly are running away. They're not trying to gain work or steal anybody's work because basically we are running away from a situation that's completely understandable they should be running from.
Mhm.
Well, and then the U.S. actually does have a fairly decent thing when it comes to refugees. Like they will actually accept those far easier than say people trying to cross the border. Um, but even then, yeah, there's a bit of a double standard in that.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that they should. That's why it's important that every. I mean, that's why you should have an immigration policy, and the immigration policies are important because then you can see if the people who are crossing the Rio Grande are actually in a situation of just they want to go on somebody else's place, or they actually are running away from cartels or I mean, they could be some of them could be escaping from drug lords, but they need to be careful because there's a lot of trafficking. Human trafficking shouldn't be disregarded just because we need to be easier with the immigrants.
Yeah, it's a.
I mean, what happens if a hitman crosses the border illegally? They should. They're gonna look horrible because then not just the people in the United States go become in danger, but the people who are migrating illegally also they become in danger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it requires a more competent strategy. This is, that's why, this whole thing with Donald Trump actually becoming successful really does scare me because for all his cavalierness, he lacks the finesse, and he has more toes in lobbying that could really affect a policy like the immigration policy.
And he's not very smart about it. Let's be
No,
honest.
he lacks even basic social tact, and
Well, it's because he's so far fucking removed from the plebs like me and you. I mean,
Well, he's not a politician. He's
oh
a
no.
businessman.
Yeah.
No shit one at that.
I mean, my migration. I mean, we have migration problems with people who are from Colombia or people from Peru because we don't like them, but we always complain about them, Bolivians and Peruvians and Colombians, but we don't put, and there's a lot of people who say we mistreat them, but we still let them come. We just complain. But they
which
still, I
is
mean, we can
which is
understand that
decent.
some of them do are very much. There was another one, there was a situation where a lot of the illegal immigrants they go and start to live in places that are very old, places from the old city, like the older buildings, and those buildings are incredibly dangerous. And there has been a lot of situations when those houses start burning, and we might, I don't know, we might get a bunch of those immigrants killed in a fire, and we don't know what to do with them. I mean, we don't know how to take care of them if they're illegally here.
What in the fuck was that?
That was a guess.
Just some casual scrubs.
Adam is in an orgy.
I know, right? Like, yeah, I'm just gonna boot up my best porn right now. Because only the best for us.
What did I say? What?
What's
Either
that?
that or a very good strip club.
Dude, fucking, you have to. If you're at the strip club, you have to go on cam, dude. Come on. You seriously gonna fucking like totally keep it to yourself? It's fucking bullshit.
Instead of dollar bills, use nickels.
God.
Oh, this is a very interesting thing. I'm gonna show you this. I think it's Ralph who actually. Can everybody see?
I just thought of something fucked up. Like at a strip club, put super glue on the quarters.
Ah.
That'd be mean.
So mean.
God damn it.
It says total biscuit flip-flops on Pro Gamergate after a year of anti-journalism and transphobic remarks. And that is Bandit saying, and Ralph actually retweeted. Really hope that Game Revolution reconsiders their slanderous statements about Total Biscuit.
Yeah, see, I don't, that is a bit of slander, but, I mean, like we've said, he didn't handle the situation well, and, well, I don't suppose that he could handle the situation well with, how opinionated he was.
Right? There's a clear fucking miscommunication. Nice.
Yeah. Ooh, what's that?
We're gonna start seeing some boobs on your stream, aren't we?
Nah.
Bless you.
Well, no. If you're on
Yes,
Twitter, it's just randomly going to happen. It's don't lie.
Yesterday
Yeah,
we
go
saw.
ahead.
Well, yesterday we saw Sully Queen's boobs again. Yeah.
Why do we have to keep seeing those things? Fucking.
I don't know why people did actually. Sammy posted it, and they were gross. Oh, we need to talk about Project
You two,
Harpoon.
sir.
We forgot about that.
Well, let's actually go in and talk about, I guess, airplay a little bit.
No, but wait, what about Project Harpoon?
Oh God, yeah. Can we
Oh
talk
God,
about that?
okay, no, that's way more entertaining. Yes, yes.
Let's search Project Harpoon. The things that I'm not going to be mean. I mean, I do disagree that they are, I do disagree with the statement that they are making the models normal. I do disagree because I don't think there's nothing unnormal of a woman who's a little bit chubbier.
We're not gonna call it Operation Fishnet.
No, the thing is that
That's a name for it, though.
the thing is that they were not making them normal. They were making them slim, and women who are slim. That's it. The thing is that
For massive.
just like it's just like, I mean, saying that thin is normal is the same as the people who are making them fat and saying that was normal.
Well, yes, and I think that goes without saying, but I mean, this is kind of an extreme operation, so I mean, it's a complete reversal of their position, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they know it's wrong,
a
but they
satire
revel in the
operation.
wrongness.
Yeah,
It's a satire operation. But I
it was
do
an
agree.
announcement.
I do agree that Tess model, she deserves it because she is clearly promoting obesity because she's fucking too fat.
She is also a fucking hypocrite because she went and complained about how she's being photoshopped when her fucking images of her being fat are also fucking photoshopped. So
Yeah.
she's full of shit. Sorry, bitch.
My favorite photo was who was the actress that played Fat Amy on Pitch Perfect?
I have no idea.
Rebel Wilson?
Yeah, like someone did a Photoshop of her for Project Harpoon, and it's my true favorite because that character is just annoying as hell.
But the thing is that Rebel Wilson is a very beautiful girl. If she loses weight, she will look so good.
I'll put anyone in Photoshop and give them muscle or take away fat and yeah they.
No, but not just. I mean, I have seen her. I haven't seen the pictures. I have seen her fat now. She does have a very beautiful face. There's a lot of these, like the model Tess, that Tess model. She also has a very beautiful face. She doesn't need to be this fat. The problem is that the fat advocacy groups have become so extreme that women like this, I'm gonna show you, women like
Oh, please
this,
don't. Why?
no, women
No.
like this were supposed to be plus size models. These are women who are plus size models. These women, for those women, are too skinny.
Well, and those look normal. Like those look like just normal like sized models. Like that's truly
No, no,
normal in the world.
no, they're not normal size models. These women are supposed to be plus size, meaning that there are 10s who are 10s and 12s. Those are their sizes, which is plus size. But for the fat advocacy groups, these women are too skinny. And I don't understand. These women are they're large women. Why cannot they represent what plus size is? This is a plus size that is healthy. That is the important thing. It should be healthy plus size, not unhealthy plus size.
Well, the thing
You
is, like,
send people to complain women should be forced, now there's female MMA, but instead of
What?
looking up to female MMA fighters as positive models, they see them as, fat shaming. It's like, really? Really? You want women in sports, you get women in sports, and then you see them as people who are shaming you. You see the hypocrisy in that bullshit?
the fucking there's additional hypocrisy because it was only a few years ago that fucking fat advocacy groups were trying to get more plus size models like Samantha was describing. So they're never fucking satisfied.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, we want to make him fat as fuck until fuck it. We'll just until we
Let's
can
just
really
put
just take the
around
piss.
balls. And
Hmm.
not those balls.
Yeah.
We just need
You know what?
female sumo wrestling, and the shaming will
Yeah.
stop.
We can have female sumo wrestling now. Seriously, let's start an American female sumo wrestling league right now. That'd be hilarious.
Can you see? This is incredible. Can you see the difference between this woman and this?
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're not even the same species, dude. What the fuck?
No.
One's a land
Look at
whale
her
and
arm.
one's a
Look
human
at
being.
the arms. Look at the arm. She doesn't have an arm. She has arm. She has chubby arm. She is big. You can see that she has fluffy parts. It's not like she's tight. But
Well, and
she's
to be
not
fair, I
huge.
think all these photos are photoshopped. Like, so it's like, OMG, how
Yeah.
dare they Photoshop our images when that's basically the norm in the beauty industry.
Right?
It's like,
I mean, plus size models, other plus size models. The only fighter is this one. But there are women who are like this. None of them are big. The problem is that the fat advocacy have gone to such an extreme that women who used to be plus size models are forced to eat because they don't consider them fat enough.
That's
Just because they
fucking
have a
horrible.
stomach, just because they have a stomach that doesn't roll.
Jeez,
Just
Yeah.
because they have
fucking good.
I think there's only one obese woman that I know that I accept, but she's only obese because of body problems, but she's like a nurse manager. She's a healer. I can accept that.
So like, dude, when the tank is fucking around, she has to like start casting. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not like she's obese from bad decisions. It's, I guess, from some kind of disorder, but she's like a nurse manager.
No, but what I'm
She
saying,
helps people out.
what I'm saying is like when fucking people's HPs are down and she's got MP, then you can rely upon her.
Yeah, I mean, the
well,
thing
and
is that
I know someone who, or the principal of my old high school, my alma mater, is a fat fuck. Like,
Not even mincing your words this store. I like it.
well, I mean, he is obese, but the thing is, even he was going to the gym and trying to lose weight, and it was just really, really difficult because his body had gone so far one way that it was that he was healthy, but it wasn't like he could easily start shedding the pounds right away.
Oh yeah.
My colleague made a joke about this at my old high school, that the fatter you were, the higher your position in the staff.
I mean, if I ever get like, I mean, the thing is that as a fat woman, as a larger woman, because a lot of people say, "Oh, you're not fat." Well, I'm not thin either. I'm never gonna be a size 0. As a woman of a healthy size, I
Well,
don't
no,
want,
very few women will be size 0.
yeah,
And
as a
healthy.
woman, as a
Yeah.
woman of a healthy size, I don't want to see women like Tess Holiday representing me, saying, "Oh, I'm plus size." No, you're a fucking cow. That
Yeah,
is
pretty
too much.
much.
That is too much. I mean, I cannot agree with her. She looks kind of like that. I mean, even you can see, even when they actually make her skinnier, they didn't have to try that much.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's gonna get offended. Oh, they make me skinnier. Well, cool. I will. I mean, some of these actually don't get that transformed. And I don't think that. Oh, maybe if I had like less pounds, maybe I would look like that. Although, like, kind of impossible to keep the boobies like this. But I don't think they will get offended that much. Tess Holiday and Melissa McCarthy really gets offended because she is really fat.
Yeah. Well, Melissa McCarthy is what? She's a model, really? Someone's thinking about fapping to her? Shame on you.
I mean, I don't even think that they make them that skinny. They make them like size 6. Yeah, that she looks like a.
Sorry.
So why are we focused on obese people when there are underweight people? I mean, they're
Oh,
both at health risk.
Well, yeah, I
Now
mean,
the tides have turned to be promoting this fucking bullshit as opposed to the other thing. Because back in
I had, yeah,
like
in the
back in
90s.
the day, back in like the day, fucking the complaint was that these women were underweight, and then they were fucking showing the examples, cherry picking and whatnot to fucking prove that point. And now it's the other fucking way around.
yeah, it used
There
to
were
be
women.
it used to be the feminist claim that that women that there was a lot of girls who were anorexic because the patriarchy told them to that they couldn't have weight, you know. So it's completely turned at this point.
Damn those 1950s Mad Men.
The thing is that, oh yeah, funny because in Mad Men, actually the hottest girl is Christina Hendricks.
Oh yeah, and and you know
Isn't she big?
she's no skinny mini.
No, she has huge boobs. The thing is that, can you see the picture?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I was laughing at that
They
earlier.
make her become from this size, which is she's about a size 20, to a little bigger than I am. And I'm not. Guys will look that. I mean, she doesn't even
Well, and
look.
they don't see the hypocrisy in that, and you know, I mean, yeah, I'm against model agencies forcing models to starve themselves. I'm also against them forcing models to gorge themselves.
Yeah,
They just pay them in buckets of chum, is what you're saying.
yeah. No,
Apparently, that's what they're doing.
there are like there was a project about models who were normal size, like size 6, size 4, size 8. There was a woman who was saying that the beauty industry is making girls or too thin, like they're forcing them to starve, or the plus size industry is making forcing women to eat because they don't consider them that fat. And she says that that should stop. That is not promoting a healthy view of women. That's promoting extreme views that are not healthy. That's why she said that they should be a modeling agency where women are the normal size. They're size 2, 4, 6, 8, 10s, and 12s. And those
Yeah.
are healthy plus sizes and normal sizes.
The
Or
thing
yeah,
that really-
or they could just give the photos to 4chan and
I mean,
have them work their magic.
I
I know,
mean,
right? They could start selling these photos.
also, I think that the whole fat advocacy is very much an American-centric campaign, very much an American-centric view of things. Because in
If
other
Americans
countries,
ignored obese rage, would obese people get tired and just start working out to get relevance?
No, they'd try harder and actually burn more calories doing that. Just to fucking...
Yeah.
It would actually be fucking really beneficial if everyone just ignored them. They would basically tire themselves out by pissing and moaning so much. Like, oh shit, now I'm skinny.
It's like they would go on a rant so hard and everyone would ignore it, and after the rant, they sweat off like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Well, literally, yeah, it's like literally these or at least the more attention hoary would they stress so much that they just lose all the fat that they had.
It's like, why is no one listening to my rants?
See, I don't feel guilty about this shit at all. People can fucking be like, fat shaming shit. Fucking 4 years, fat people, and I'm talking like obese people, have been fucking pissing and moaning about how fucking skinny I am and how much I need to eat. And I'm like, I eat as much as my fucking body can hold, alright? Well, that's not your fucking business either way, so get the fuck out of here. Like, I hear it all the time, and it really does my head in that no, I'm not gonna get fat just because you tell me to. Fuck you. I eat what I want to eat.
Just do the Jared diet. Subway sandwiches and hot underage teenage cashiers.
the thing is that I've been reading, like I've been watching a Reddit page called Fat People Stories. It's a really good page.
Oh shit.
Really? Reddit? Was that one of the pages that Reddit decided to just
No,
cut
that's Fat
voting?
People Hate. That's Fat People Hate. This is Fat People Stories. They're not hateful, because a lot of the people who talk about these stories are actually fat themselves. They're normal fats. They're normal chubby people. But the people in these stories are usually above 300 pounds. And these people are the most narcissistic, aggressive, violent, and even like they steal food. There are stories about people stealing food from strangers because they needed their sugar.
They need help from Wilford Brimley to control their sugar.
There was a story about a woman saying she went to a fat advocacy group with a friend because her friend was very big. So to just see what they did. And basically this person was just filling them with misinformation, saying that 2,000 calories was the minimum you had to eat not to starve.
What?
Which is actually
African children.
which is actually not true. It's actually 800 calories, the minimum of calories not to starve. If you eat less than 800 calories, you will starve yourself. But usually 2,000 calories for men especially is the normal calories that you eat to keep your weight, not to starve. And there was people, oh my god, there were fat people in this Reddit saying that water was bad for you, saying that lettuce was bad for you. You had
I
to
don't
eat
know.
like
If people follow this advice, I'm not against people following this advice because the people who follow this advice are, well, idiots.
They're gonna die sooner as well.
yeah, there was
They'll be
people
gone
saying
quicker.
that the person that said that water was bad for you, that actually made them look like, what? Was basically saying that you had to drink Coke because it had electrolytes. It was almost like an idiocy.
You know what you can drink that has electrolytes in it? Fucking Gatorade. And it's not nearly as bad for you as like fucking Coke.
Yeah, and you can even OD. You can even OD on Gatorade, and you know you can still get fat. So.
Yep.
Fail.
And the thing is that a lot of these people were completely narcissists. They were, especially the women. There was a lot of women, especially fat women, very fat women, 500-pound fat women.
Oh God, no.
And they were saying like they were so much trying to put down other women who were skinnier than them just because they were uncomfortable with their bodies. But they pretended to be comfortable with their bodies, like, oh, I have curves and you don't have
Oh,
anything.
no, they just have like two curves, one in the front and then one in the back. Whereas,
If they have them.
yeah, yeah, if they're just one spherical fucking mass, they only have just one massive curve that goes around them and it never ends.
And the things that I've seen, there was a show in the Channel 4 called Super Skinny and Super Fat, which is a diet show, which is it was like a super fat person, about 300 pounds, and a super skinny person, like underweight, but they both had very horrible diets. Usually the skinny person didn't, there was a guy who just drank tea. He drank tea, and the tea that he had was with 5 sugars. That's where the calories came from. That's
So
how he didn't die.
this is the story of Howie then, because he was admitting that on the stream last night.
The thing is that the people in that show wanted to change, and they weren't ashamed of it. They weren't ashamed of being fat because they weren't as fat as a lot of people in America. But Adam, I'm gonna.
He left the strip club now, and
Okay.
he's on his way to someplace else.
The thing is that I'm sorry, Adam, but I have to. It's really bothering me. I cannot hear anything. Okay, so that people in the show, they learn that their diets, both their diets, were completely unhealthy. I mean, even the skinny people had unhealthy diets. There was even a kids version of it, where the kids, you can see that the anorexic kids, a lot of the anorexic kids, had problems with food because they didn't like all foods. It wasn't like, oh, they just eat little. No, some of them they just ate chocolate. They were skinny, but they just ate chocolate, which is not healthy. None of them ate, like the fat kids ate like vegetables and fruit, but they ate it too much. And the other kids ate bunch of chocolates and bunch of junk food. And they were skinny, but they didn't eat healthy. They didn't eat vegetables or fruits. So in the end, I mean, it's true that nobody has to be skinny to be healthy. I mean, skinny people can be unhealthy, but, but it's going to be obvious that people who are huge are going to be unhealthy. There's a fat that is not unhealthy, but that is a person who is chunky, strong, they maybe have muscles, they maybe they eat fish, they eat fish, they eat meat, they eat chicken, they eat vegetables, they eat fruits, they eat everything, they drink a lot of water. But even those people are never going to be that fat. I've never understood why fat advocacy says that, oh no, you can be fat and you can be healthy. But they're like 500 pounds, though that's not going to make you healthy. That's going to weigh on your bones.
Yeah, and it's gonna crush your organs and shit. It's generally not good.
If you're a size 12 and you are about 150 pounds and you're tall, kind of tall, you're a big girl, you can be healthy because your diet is going to be healthy, but maybe, I don't know, maybe you sometimes pig out. It's normal that people pig out, but it's not normal that you eat McDonald's every day.
Yeah, that's pretty bad shit. I don't even.
Well,
I
we
rarely
don't
ever
know
eat
how
that
the
crap.
dinosaurs died.
We don't know how the dinosaurs died. Is that your defense?
No, we now know how the dinosaurs died, and it wasn't the comet.
It was
See,
people eating them.
We'll see. One of the Tyrannosaurus Rexes one day decided, hey, you know what? I'm tired of my diet. I'm going to go change my diet, and no one can stop me. and so they all wanted to become herbivores and I get identity politics up in that shit, and that's how they all died.
There are there are stories. There's a story about a guy there was a girl trying to chase him who was really fat. And the thing is that she was so fucking annoying because basically I'm going to tell you about a scene that I read. He was on a barbecue and there was ribs and meat and there was hot dogs and the girl with her best friend were both of them were obese. They came to the barbecue after eating McDonald's and they kept eating. They keep eating. And they tried to took a bunch of ribs. Like they took the whole plate of ribs and he was like, no, it's one for each. And they were angry that they couldn't eat more than one. And after that, he said that he was going to the gym and they both look at him like, are you crazy? Why do you want to go to the gym? Like, the gym is bad for you. Basically, they tell him that. So it's like, are you serious, woman? That's it.
Oh god, yeah, it makes me fear for the whole human race.
Yes,
Oh, well.
the problem is that a lot of these people are not obese. They're obese, but a lot of these people have psychological problems that make them become obese. I mean, they have narcissist problems. Truly narcissists, like they suffer from narcissism. They're so egotistic that they're how you call it, hedonists. Hedonists?
Hedonists, what you were saying?
Hedonists. Yes,
Hedonism
hedonists.
bar. I regret
Yeah,
nothing.
the thing is that they're hedonists. They're gluttons because they want to enjoy themselves, but at the same time, they think just about themselves. There are people who steal food from strangers in the stories, and they just don't care about the food is not theirs. They don't care. It's like, oh, but it's my food, and like, oh, but I need my sugar, and you were not going to eat it, so I just ate it. And they don't apologize. And a lot of these people are adults, so it's not really worrying.
Well, they're legally adults. I don't know if they're mentally adults. There is a difference.
There was a story about like a girl who worked in a restaurant, and there was a tornado coming towards the restaurant, and there was screaming, and there was in between all this hell, there was this person angry because her food wasn't ready, and
To be
everyone
fair,
was
priorities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly why 4chan targeted them because yeah, this is this is pretty much an exploitable target.
Oh, exploitable.
They exploit their
Hilarious.
rage.
what?
This is why 4chan targeted them because they could exploit the rage.
Yeah, these people have so much rage. If I get Photoshop to look skinny, I will actually be grateful instead of be angry. Like, I look fabulous. I would show it to everyone and post it like it was real. I will pretend I was skinny that way.
I don't understand why these models are so pissed off, right? Because they're basically getting free Photoshop work. They could always hire fucking some of these 4chan motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? I mean, there's obviously some talent here. If you can make a fucking land whale into a regular skinny bitch, then...
Yeah, like I'd
Put that
go
shit
to
on my resume.
I'd go to 4chan if I was a fashion magazine. I'd be like, hey, please don't do anything to this photo.
Ha ha ha! Just fucking saved like $500. Nice. Great
Yeah.
business decision.
The thing is that I've never become so angry against fat people after just watching, like, reading these stories. It's so horrible. I don't think that all fat people are like that, and they don't either. Actually, there's a lot of fat people who actually post this, or they are fat themselves, or they have fat friends, but their friends don't act like this.
Well,
Like,
yeah, they're just generally shitty human beings. I mean, that's why the stream's called Laughing at Idiots.
and they're like, oh, I need my sugar. You know why they need their sugar? Because they have diabetes.
Diabetes.
Yeah, I love
Diabetes.
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 And
Rock me diabetes.
every time you say
Diabetes.
diabetes, every time you say diabetes, you imagine yourself you had a mustache like him.
Oh yeah.
Diabetes.
Well, I swear Colorado is the single state with the most Wilford Brimley lookalikes because of the fucking style of the mustaches that people have.
Oh yeah, every like all the hipsters have
Yeah. Oh yeah. And some of them are like fucking old as shit. And we do have actual cowboys. So, and Wilford Brimley was a fucking cowboy stuntman, so that's why he has the facial hair. Like
Yeah, it's not
Sam
that
Elliott.
just that he was a cowboy stuntman.
Yeah.
I know he was a
stuntman.
bodyguard. Have
Oh,
you
really?
seen him in Have you seen him in Hard Target?
No. He.
There's a movie called Hard Target where
Yeah.
Wilford Brimley actually runs away from a explosion in a horse with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, he can fucking ride a horse because he was that's how he could got the job as being a fucking stuntman on all these like spaghetti western shits.
Yeah, he is. He used to be the bodyguard of which is the one? Do you remember that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, the Aviator, about Howard Hughes? Howard Hughes. He was the bodyguard of Howard Hughes.
Oh really? Damn it.
Yeah,
What, you mean like in real life?
yeah.
Oh shit. Don't fuck with Wilford Brimley. He'll break your neck in like 7
Yeah,
places,
he was
mate.
some people were saying that they actually believe that he was kind of like a brawler. Somebody was saying that they believe that the movie Roadhouse was based on him.
Oh, I want that to be true so much.
Let
So
me
who's
check
in
the-
chat right now?
What?
Are there a lot of people in chat?
I'm technically in the chat, but I'm also playing a game. Gavin McInnes, I'm playing a fucking game. Get wrecked.
Let me show you. Have you seen this? Let me show you the image, which is one of the most outstanding images in the world. Somebody said that if they had put this in the poster instead of the Hard Target poster, he could have defeated Jurassic Park when it came out. I mean, it's amazing. It's like the most. I have read like the commentary on this movie a bunch of times. Like, it's like the most awesome picture ever. Let me search this one.
That should just be the poster for every fucking movie.
I mean,
Oh god,
he
that's
looks like
amazing.
Legolas. He's basically, somebody says that he was like basically Legolas. I think there's like a gif.
Except totally not gay. Fucking.
No, very masculine.
Yeah, dude, Wilford Brimley is the manliest fucker ever now.
Ah!
Seriously.
And the house is exploding, like for real. I feel, ah! You can see his face. He's kind of shocked that the house exploded.
See, that would make a perfect character in a video game, like a.
An old man that kicks ass.
Well, yeah, like in the next like big fantasy RPG IP, you play Wilford Brimley.
Oh
I
my
play Wilford Brimley
god.
in Soul Calibur all the fucking time, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. Thanks, character creator.
Yeah, I mean, he should be part of Broforce. Have you seen the game Broforce?
He's retroactively the fucking the founder of it, apparently. Jesus.
Yeah, he's one of the most like. I think a lot of people were saying that it was Cocoon that actually brought make him get in the part of an old person because of Cocoon. I mean, he's a grandpa. We cannot forget that he's old, but He was also in the movie The Thing, which is also a science fiction movie. So he was in action movies a lot.
See, in that picture, he's actually on his way to fight diabetes.
Yes.
And diabetes is a dragon.
Yeah.
Oh
Diabetes
my god.
going down.
You wanna see some? Yeah. Actually, there's actually
Does that
somebody
make Super Mario? What the fuck? Okay.
yeah, somebody actually made it.
Diabetes. Send me the link. That's gonna be my new desktop now.
Right?
Oh god, that's. All right, well, I think
Oh my god.
I think on that note we should switch topics over to discussing the
Okay.
SGP airplay, and
Okay.
Yeah.
then we can
I
wrap
think
it
it
up.
was good. I mean, we have to talk about the bomb.
Hmm.
The bomb threats, yeah. Oh yeah, well.
Oh yeah. I was wanting to talk about that.
We actually talked about it on the SPJ airplay, GG Hispanic SPJ airplay.
Mhm.
I talked about it in Spanish, but I can talk about it in English now.
Well, there was like five fucking in live streams all going at once during airplay for Gamergate. It was insane.
Yeah.
I was completely
It
off.
was the original one, then the B Monroe and Sargon one.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, after the first part, there was like Sox Go one, who divided in the first part and then the second part. And then after that, there was the Honey Badgers one, then the NetLife again. Like, there was a lot of podcasts that day.
Yeah, I
Like,
still haven't
yeah,
caught up
like
yet.
for everyone who is bitching about airplay, everyone basically tuned in for it. So I mean,
I thought it was really good. Although a lot of people were saying, like, shut up Koreski all the time.
Well, there's that picture of Milo where it looks like he could fucking kill him with psychic powers.
Like scanners.
The Cougars reportedly plan to blame Josh's wife for his problems. Stupid.
yeah. Well, I mean, how bad? I mean, what did people not like about Krusky? Like, I've only seen a few clips, and
I've heard people's complaints about it's about the second half of the what was it the deal. Like apparently the morning was alright and the afternoon was just awful. And it was because he kept he wouldn't let them talk about like basically half the shit they brought up.
Sorry, you can see my screen. Like,
We cannot.
watching me. I was going to watch the Hard Target review later.
It's just like Brimley is awesome, and also some other people are in this movie.
Actually, yeah. Actually, for the review, there was an audio review that I actually always listen to a podcast called We Hate Movies, and they made the review about the commentary about the movie, and that's how I learned about this movie, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm fucking. My nan is fucking awesome because she has all of like Jean-Claude Van Damme's movies and fucking Arnie's and Chuck Norris and that shit. So I've pretty much seen all that shit. It's awesome. Thanks,
Yeah.
Nan.
I don't remember watching. I haven't watched a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Street Fighter.
Oh God.
I like them.
Hey, it's my guilty pleasure, that movie. Shut up.
I like also Mortal Kombat. But...
Mortal Kombat! Dun, 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 dun.
Have you seen the one of the only videos that I really like about that guy with the glasses is the amazing songs, and one of those is the song about Mortal Kombat, and he says that when that song comes out, you always want to hit somebody.
Oh yeah, dude. It's like the battle song for all time now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time we could declare war, we should just fucking play that as our theme song. Like, all right, cool, done. Nothing more
Yeah.
to do. It's highly motivating. That
Okay, I
song.
mean, it's between that and Guile's theme.
Oh, dude, no, it's not because Guile's theme goes with everything. You mix it with fucking the Mortal Kombat theme.
Oh, that's
Oh
true.
shit.
Although Street Fighter actually has become more like children's with the whole Wreck-It Ralph theme. Have you seen Wreck-It Ralph?
I have. That's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I really like Zangief in it. That's funny.
Well, I've yet to see Pixels, and I really want to see Pixels because people were like trying to compare the two, and it's like, what the fuck, people?
Some people will say when the people who don't like Adam Sandler, they're not gonna like the movie. It's like people, oh, I don't like grown-ups. I actually watched grown-ups, and actually I like grown-ups.
Well, Grown Ups 1 was fine. I mean, but it was like Old Hogs.
Yeah. No, Old Hogs or Wild Hogs?
Wild Hog, the one from Disney. The
Old
Oh yeah.
Dogs?
It's like it has like John Travolta and shit in it, right?
Yeah.
No, actually, I like it. I don't. I haven't. I just saw the trailer for that Old Dogs, and I didn't want to see it. I saw the trailer for Grown Ups, and I thought it was fun. I like Chris Rock. It was fun in it. I actually like Rob Schneider. Sorry.
Rob Schneider is a stapler.
I actually like Rob Schneider. I actually like his movie. Which one when he becomes a chick? The hot
Oh, the hot
chick.
chick. Yeah.
I really like that movie. I like white girls, like white chicks.
Internet, you disappoint me. There is no. I'm trying to find this thing, the Mortal Kombat theme mixed with Guile's theme, but it apparently it doesn't exist. Damn you, Internet! You're supposed to be on top of this shit.
Actually, one of the people who actually review Pixel said that the whole Adam Sandler thing was kind of tiring, but actually the Pixel action actually was really good. And what is the name of the actor? Oh my God, from Game of Thrones.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, he said that he was the best thing in that movie. He was actually funny.
Oh yeah, I mean, as long as you don't put Peter Dinklage in a video game, you still get pretty good acting.
Oh my God, Peter Dinklage as a brawler with Peter Dinklage and Walter Brimley.
All right, now what movie is this? Take my money.
Imagine the combos they could do. Wilford could actually throw. He could throw the. Oh my God, I forgot his name. I just said it.
Oh, Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage. Sorry,
Yeah.
they have weird names. He will throw Peter against the people, and then Peter could beat them to death. That would be amazing, actually. I would actually love a zombie movie, like a zombie shooter, where the main characters are like an old man.
Oh,
with a
I was
dog.
going to ask you about this stall actually, because you would probably know about this. Is Zombieland 2 an actual thing that's happening, or is it just bullshit?
I think it was a TV
I
show.
think that's just rumor.
Okay.
At this point.
I was actually kind of excited for that. Oh.
I saw that there was a pilot for a TV show,
Hmm.
a Netflix one.
Oh. That's
Let me search. Zombieland TV show.
Oh. Well, if that's happening too, then well, fuck.
Yeah, TV movie.
Something's on there.
2013. It was going to be a show, but they canceled it, so it's just a TV movie.
Oh.
Oh, did you watch, have you seen Wet Hot American Summer?
No.
Because there was a movie called Wet Hot American Summer, and it was really fun. And then they made...
Dude, I can't hear you with the shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn him down here.
Wow. I thought zoo. So the thing is that there was a movie called Wet Hot American Summer, which was a comedy about a summer camp, and then they make a Netflix version of it, like a series, like a mini series. It was really good. It was
Hmm.
even funnier because it was like a prequel, but all the characters were played by the same people, and they were all in their 40s.
That's funny.
I mean, it was Paul Rudd, uh, Jane Garofalo. She played like somebody in their 20s. It was like they was it Schwartzman?
That's funny.
Amy Poehler.
Oh
She
god.
played in the original one. She played like an 18-year-old, like a 20-year-old girl. Now she's like 15 and she's like 40, and she plays a 15-year-old. It's so funny. I actually was really interesting. Everybody was so old. I mean, it's so weird.
Well,
The
it's like
only one
people have
that
been getting
doesn't
away.
age, yeah,
I was gonna say people have been trying to get away with that for years, though. I mean, even when I was a kid, when I
Yeah.
was watching like teen shows, and the characters were obviously like in their 30s.
Well, they
People
can't
were.
cast kids,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and
No, they can't. But they also can't cast young enough people to fucking keep up with the demand put on them for these
yeah,
like.
yeah. So I mean, if you do what you can do, and honestly, for some shows, it was much better that they did do this. Like if Glee had been sung by actual high schoolers, that shit would have been terrible.
yeah. I mean, the thing is that's why I love that series and that movie because they make a joke about it. They make the fact that they are getting older. For the exception of Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd doesn't seem to age. He looks like he's 30. Oh,
hmm
who else looks like he's 30? Okay, so what else? Which is the other team last team?
I
The
think
last?
airplay was the last thing.
Yeah.
Okay, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about Pepper?
Fucking why?
I'm just glad that they called another bomb threat. So regardless of the results, they came out looking like a bigger ass.
And people like bigger asses. We were having this conversation last night too.
Feminists can't make bombs. That's a man's job. That's patriarchy.
But they can throw bricks. Oh wait, no, that's old feminists.
Not all feminists are like that though, Stoll. For fuck's sake. Now you got soggy knees.
Well, okay, dead feminists then.
Oh, and now you want all feminists to be dead, Stoll. Come on, man. Fucking hell. Ah. There really is some soggy knees in this podcast. I can't believe it. I'm exposing it here. You heard it here first.
Okay, well, yes, thank you, whatever. God, I'm tired. Insert witty remark here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a really good place. The only thing that I can see is that Koreski in one part became too obsessed to rebuke Milo,
Well,
and it was
Kreski shouldn't have moderated. Kreski should have actually been one of the panelists.
yeah.
Sure, I can agree with that.
I mean, I'm not
Uh,
sure who could have moderated, but just someone who no one knew, probably, so that there was no, um, there's just no doubt that they were coming into this new.
Hmm. That sounds fairly reasonable. I mean, they still have to be like have some kind of credentials on just any old asshole.
Right, but someone whose job it is to actually moderate. You know, like someone who does the presidential debates,
Ah,
that kind of thing.
so yeah, professional moderator would have been nice, but fucking, I'm just sick of all these bomb threat shits, man. Opportunity's a
Yeah, I
fucking
don't
hobby.
get what they get.
Well,
Huh?
it, it fucking senses shit, and they think that's the way to win. That's the way to prove a point, which it is not. It's the way to prove your opponent's point if they keep saying, "Look at all this censorship."
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's obviously going to happen if you don't have a very good point and you apparently are a bunch of extremists.
Yeah,
Yeah, but a lot of people were saying that there were third-party trolls who were doing that. We weren't directly saying that it was anti-GG. I mean, it's not like we were saying that it was Arthur Chu, although he made comments. But someone was saying that was him. It was just like it was other people,
oh,
and there were trolls. Well, in the end, we came out winning. Also, like
I have
we win.
a I have a link to I have a topic to link to this if we're going to be if we're going to be mentioning the name Arthur Chu. Apparently, Arthur Chu's name was found on the Ashley Madison things, and he's going and blaming Gamergate for that shit.
Really. Oh, it was also Sam Biddle.
Oh yeah, I know about Stan Biddle as well.
The
Okay.
parents are trying to blame his wife. Like,
What?
really? That's the most
Well, that would be
that's
the
the
most
most
useless thing to
So
do to your
neoconservative
ex.
bullshit I've
Like,
ever
make an
heard.
account for them.
look, I've got better shit to do than to fucking pretend that Arthur Chu has a sex life, right? I'm sorry.
He's a fat white conservative. Who's gonna have sex with him?
Yeah, seriously.
Probably some redneck white chick that smokes all the time.
He is fucking married, right? I think there's
Yep.
pictures of him in with his family.
Well, he's
I
the
believe
same guy
Ashley
who molested
Madison
his
actually
sister.
does tailor towards a married couple or someone who's married. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the whole fucking point of this. The whole point of this thing is that a whole bunch of people who are pro marriage and all this shit have been caught on there, and a bunch of
Yeah, a
other
lot of
people too.
people. Somebody was saying that why didn't just they do it the old-fashioned way, where they just go to a prostitute and their wife will never know. It's like they're so obsessed with social media they cannot avoid getting this type of problems.
But let's not forget, fucking video games are for kids, not for adults, right? Just saying.
Yes. It's okay to
Adults,
cheat on
they don't
your
play
it's okay
games.
to cheat on your wife if you don't want to be doxxed.
If you're an
Um,
adult and you play video games, you are committing statutory rape.
yep, it was the wonderful lessons we learned.
I know, right? I'm glad that we had the time to figure this out. You know, we have all the evidence and shit.
Oh
You know,
God, Anita was right.
we have to fucking agree with Anita, do we? Do we really? I don't really want to.
What?
I mean, if we're gonna accept, if we're the fat accept, if we're, you know, if it's okay to eat 5 million calories, then I see no reason why we shouldn't agree with Anita.
It's wait, I'm not. I wasn't the one agreeing to the fact that it was okay to that shit. I remember strongly disagreeing with that.
I think people just give money to Anita to publicly speak because they're just so fascinated by her nose.
She did, yeah. Her nose is pretty fucking fascinating.
It's like we're gonna give Anita Sarkeesian $15,000 so we can just stare at her nose for an hour and wonder how did she get that nose?
Well, it is genetics, dude. Don't know what to tell you.
Well, see, now we just need to find our own Armenian then to champion our cause.
Right here. I'm like quarter Armenian, dude. I was just
We have
telling.
the nose for it. 'Cause,
Um,
yeah, sure.
I was just telling Adam this last night. That was the my mum's only concern when I came out to her and about transition was what am I gonna do about my Armenian nose? And I was like, no other
Perfect. We need to get you on speaking to her right now.
I know, right? I need to go get my ears pierced so I can get some Sonic the Hedgehog fucking ring-sized hoopy earrings, and go to the local lumberjack store. Do you have this
Perfect.
this flannel shirt in fucking gender assigned purple? Because I need to be a complete hypocrite.
Well, yeah, exactly. That'll be perfect.
See, I have a whole plan for this shit. I don't even need to like wear a wig like fucking what was it Skeeter Oskisian? Because fucking I have the hair, so this is done. Like.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we've gotten good length here. So
Yeah.
I bid you all
Yes.
a
It was
good
fun.
day.
And remember, a red pill a day keeps the divorce lawyers away.
Yes, that is the perfect note to end on.